Today, the OBR have published the result of their review of the supply side of the economy. They are clear that this is not about the last 14 months. It is about the previous 14 years. The legacy of Brexit and the pandemic, and the damaging decisions by the party opposite.
Okay, so the reason that's important, because in her, I think it was the pre-budget speech again, I think if I remember correctly, she talked about commissioning a report looking into supply chain. And before the results coming out, she was confident enough to basically say that, you know, the damage had been done by the other party. That report is now completed based on what she's saying now. And funnily enough, it precisely confirms what she thought was going on all along. Now, again, I'll let you make of that what you will, considering it was a report she'd asked for, and who those people are serving. Then the other thing I'd also say as well is that she's mentioned COVID and Brexit. Now, again, what my argument would be is, what would Labour have done in those positions, right? How would they have dealt with that? Because if you're pro-business, then, and you're pro-workers, then following kind of makes sense, right? Especially if you're pro-small businesses. And I know many businesses that relied on furloughing to keep going, otherwise they would have gone insolvent. And then if you care about well-being, and if you care about controlling a pandemic, then what happens when COVID happens? Like, what do you do, right? So Brexit is something the electorate decided, not any government. The government just gave them the choice. So that's the electorate's bad. That's our bad. COVID is a sort of black swan event, so to speak. It's not something anyone can do anything about. You know, my only criticism would be around the financial crash, actually, where there was a lot of bailouts. But even then, they had to do it in a sense because the banks were too big to fail. If we allowed the banks to fail, we'd all lost our money. So I'm not really sure. Again, I think it's fair for anybody to start criticizing anybody around furloughing and COVID and the impact that had on national debt. Yes, things could have been done better, but I'm personally not of the view that that's the Conservatives' fault just because they happen to be the ruling government at that particular point in time. I think Labour would have also struggled, and I think Reform would have struggled, and I think the Greens would have struggled. I think any government would have seriously struggled with that situation.